Hello, you're listening to Dana Snyder, the voice of Master Shake from the Aquatine Hunger Forest, and also Granny from SQUIDZz. Hi, you like to party? Welcome to Cloudy Thoughts, the best cloud gaming podcast in the world. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Here's your host, LoFi Monk, and his co-host, PurpleHaze. Did they fight over that? There can't just be two co-hosts?
That was epic.
You're crazy.
That was amazing.
Oh, welcome to Cloudy Thoughts. What's up, everybody? I'm your host,
Yo.
With me today is my co-host, PurpleHaze. Got the big homie SQUIDZz.
Hey.
SPG Stadia Pro Gaming.
What is up, everybody?
Yo, Ray. Geek the Sneak. What's up, David Wilson? What's up, Dank? How are you doing? Crow Resin. Yeah, I did all wrestling style for him. So what's up, guys? How are y'all doing?
Say not much, man. I don't dare run my camera too much, but I'm gonna give you all a wave.
Yeah, hello.
It'll turn on.
What's up?
That was weird. It's all like,
Yeah, buddy. Whoa.
Like old school
it's like a
kung fu
fun
movie.
house, or like a funhouse mirror.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, if you're listening to the podcast, you can join us live. We stream Friday nights on YouTube around 7 p.m. And yeah, if you'd like to listen to the podcast, you can follow us at Spotify, Anchor, Stitcher, Amazon Music. It's all over the place. So yeah, let's get into the show. SPG, man, what is happening? Did you defeat? I didn't get to see the conclusion. Did you defeat the rest of Doom?
Oh, hell no, man. I was supposed to probably continue that Monday, but I was helping interview with John Scar for Stadium Connect North. We checked out an interview with Remco, and it was a lot of fun. But since I was doing that, I didn't get to stream. But I am getting back to Doom, and I am on the last boss, so it's on.
So SQUIDZz, what you been gaming on?
Man,
All
I
over
just
the place.
I just got done doing a Division 2 stream on the Justice channel. That's what I just was recently playing. I guess that's the best way to answer it. So I play everything, as everyone knows. So, and I was playing that and the Dragon Ball Z game last, really, on Stadia. Played that this morning, I think. Or when did I play that? Yeah, this morning. I can't remember. It all meshes together.
What'd you think of that game, SQUIDZz? I've yet to check it out.
Oh, I love Xenoverse. That one's one of my favorites. I like that one. I'm gonna try Kakarot though. Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But you know, I haven't been able to catch a lot of content lately. But I have been watching Purple playing Little Nightmares.
Little Nightmares, you saw. We beat the game on Sunday. Little Nightmares 2. Because as y'all know, I have that issue with Little Nightmares 1 right now. So until they fix it, I'm not going to play Little Nightmares 1. But Little Nightmares 2, I beat on Sunday, and now I am just getting ready for this marathon. That's about to be my Lamote stream on Sunday. So
yeah, saw you did an interview with the devs the other day.
Yes.
That was really cool.
No, it was pretty. It was awesome. You know, they were really great people. Sorry for, I know we started off a little late there, time zone mix up, but this time it was on them. So, you know, it was on them. Not throwing anyone on the bus, but they're like in Mexico because they just launched on all platforms. If you didn't get the chance to see the show, but you know, one of the cool things, you know, there's so many little tidbits in there, whether it's about knowing how smart crows are, to just their journey in the game. And one of the things I think was like just one of the most awesome dev things I've heard in a long time was like, Unity wasn't working for us, so we created our own game engine. I thought that was just so amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like for them to do that, and it really, I think, because the game does feel different, it made me think back to like before we had these two dominant game engines, right? Unreal and Unity, and so it just really harkened back to this day when devs were like, let me show you what I'm really trying to do. And I hope we can get back to a game universe where a lot of the games don't feel so samey as they do now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so Lamote's like a puzzle game, right?
Yes, it's what they call a puzzle platformer. Right. So like platformers, are usually about timing, dexterity, and so forth. And puzzles are usually just like that, figure something out. But this one kind of incorporates both of them. And one of the cool things are usually puzzles are built around a game. So if you think about Zelda, there's a lot of puzzles in that game, but the game is mostly this other story with Link running through. This game the game was built around the puzzles. So it really gives it this very unique feel to it. So yeah, definitely really cool.
And I want to mention one really cool thing, because everybody wants the plushies. You always see the games, and then there's the plushie. If it, but they did something different, and I thought that was really cool. You want to tell them? Tell them.
Yeah, well, you can tell them. Why don't you tell them?
So they in their merch, they got this like a crochet pattern. So you can crochet your own Lamote, and like I've seen pictures of them, and they're pretty cool.
Yeah,
I can't crochet or anything, but I mean,
I can't crochet either.
No, obviously, I gave it to Mama Hayes and her sisters, and they started to bite off on it, and it got them excited. It's actually something that's gotten a lot of my network excited about the game because they're like, oh, this is super cool. And so my screen keeps doing something weird. Sorry if my lighting's going off. So I thought that was like just really cool. I thought it was really sustainable because, like they're not going to have wasted product. If you're going to put it together, you're going to put it together. And so I thought that was kind of really cool as well. And
if you make it yourself, you're probably going to hold on to that.
Exactly. It's something to make you that much more.
Or you can sell it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you could start up an Etsy store and sell the thing. No, you're not kidding. But I thought that was
I make Lamotes.
But I thought that was another really cool thing about that interview, though, is they were like, "Yo, we're designing a game, but we need something more tangible. Let's learn crocheting." And like they just learned it over a weekend and put it together. And I'm not sure if anybody caught it. But they said in the interview, like, they asked someone else to create the Lamote pattern, and the person was going to charge them $10,000 to do that. So that's why they ended up doing this. But he said it really quick, Kyle, the husband. He goes, we didn't spend $10,000 making the game. So I thought that was really cool. Like, yes, it took a long time, but like, they're doing, I think, game development right, which is they weren't really pressured by investors. They weren't really pressured on time. They got a good group of friends. It's just 4 of them designed the game, and it's won so many different indie awards. If you go look at it, it's
that's fantastic.
Well, if you haven't watched the interview with Perp and the devs, go check it out after the video, after the podcast. Go check it out.
I'll say this: the closest I come to crocheting is there's a class I took in high school that they no longer have anymore. I think it's called home ec. I learned how to sew. That's as close as I get to crochet.
Yeah.
SPG, let's be you went to that class for your classmates, not for sewing.
That's so true.
There to pick up chicks. You come here.
He's like, I remember the final exam. It was sewing, and I needed some extra help.
Say there was a little sewing around the hanging out. That's for sure.
That's great. That's awesome. No, I think that's great. I loved every bit of that interview, and I hope to bring on more devs as games come out. But shout out to Stadia Connect North. They do amazing interviews, and I just try to make the humanizing of the game devs. But I think Stadia Connect North does just a tremendous job when they interview. So shout out to them and everything they're doing for the community as well.
Heck yeah.
And SPG, you're doing some interviews too. Yeah. Tell us about
That's
that.
man, the Rock Show. Rock Show, man.
Yeah, the Rock
Oh,
Show.
yeah.
Shout out to
Here
Rock
and
and Ray
Yeah, to the whole
and
crew over
SPG, man. Good stuff. Thanks for that shout out the other day.
there. But yeah, SPG, you were just part of a dev interview too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I was on the Stadium Connect North episode with, I hope I'm saying his name correctly, Remco or Ramco. Yeah, it's Remco. Anyway, it was an awful lot of fun, and the Suave and myself interviewed the people who took part in making Dawn of the Monsters. That was a fantastic game.
Yeah, that was a really cool interview. That game's so fun. And shout out to Suave for showing me how to do the builds. Because that game, I was having such a hard time with that game before. But
Yeah. Huge shout out to the Climax Suave. I think, we gave him a challenge of like just rallying the community around World War Z, and he's done a phenomenal job.
for real,
Anytime
right?
somebody wants to play, he's put together Discord. I've met so many awesome gamers through that Discord and just playing. And he's someone who's always willing to go out there and kill some zombies with you. So just big shout out to Suave. I think he's doing a great job.
Absolutely, man. There's a lot of people in the community that do great stuff, like Ray. He just threw me a bone there. Thank you, Ray. It's Remco of Triangle Studios. I appreciate that.
Great. OG Ray building the community. Cannot, miss him. Ray, giving time for us smaller people. So thank you, Ray, as always.
He said he's having a burrito and watching Cloudy Thoughts. Hey, man. I just had tacos, so I'm with you.
He's gonna have
Man,
some
you're both
cloudy
going to have
thoughts
more than
too.
cloudy thoughts tonight.
Some cloudy guts.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh, man. Yeah, man. So, I mean, I guess we can go into some news, huh? Oh, no. Hold on. There's something. There's that one thing. So earlier this week,
You gotta go there.
Nerf Report had put out a video about Stadia has a problem.
Yes, he did.
Did you seen it? Everybody in the panel has seen it. Let's. I'm gonna start with SQUIDZz. What are your thoughts on it? If you haven't seen that video, go check on it. I'll explain. Well, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you're good. Like as I always say, you guys know how I think about people wanting more games and more games. There's, I don't know, like it just, to me, I think it's just a lack of patience. But I don't know. Everyone always loses faith so soon, and then all of a sudden, here comes Stadia with everything like that they promised. But it's just you just gotta wait and see. You never know what's gonna happen. But he has every right to make that video and do what he wants to do with that. But I'm not gonna sit there and be upset about comparing all these other systems that have thousands upon thousands of games that coming out, that have hundreds of games that come out within the first couple months, but they've been out for years. I mean, that's a whole different process for Stadia, and so I just don't think it's really fair. Like how I forgot Helix Gaming, like they always bring up there was how Stadia's not judged fairly. That's one of those things right there. Stadia's come a long way. There's so many games that are out there already and are coming, and they're only improving, getting better and better every day. So I mean, I'm not really too upset about the video. It's just, to me, like another person that just wants more games, which they can have that gamer angst and satisfaction not met. But I feel like once those games are even on here, the ones that he was talking about, it's like, then what's the next one, right? It's always going to be the next one that people want. So that's not what Stadia does. It's going to bring people together to play games, and that's that's not what these top games do. I don't know. And that's my whole take on it. It's a big numbers game, but Stadia's not really into that scene, if anything, if that makes sense.
Right on. Well, I have a whole bunch of thoughts on the issue because basically it's like this. You can say I'm a Stadia OG player. I'm a founder. And when Stadia first came out, there was bold-faced lies and misinformation being spread around the internet by Wrong Yay and a whole bunch of top content creators. And these talking heads, I had to stop listening to them. Over at the Nerf Report, Bryant, he's a good man. He's unlike Wrong Yay and others that straight up lied about Stadia's performance. And the things that he discussed is where Stadia is at for him personally.
Right.
And, you know, coming from a personal place, I can understand it. I'm not there personally with Stadia. It just happens to be the best, cheapest way for me to game, period. Now, maybe he doesn't see it that way, but it's his personal opinion. I have no problem with somebody disliking Stadia over a personal preference. Just don't push that preference on me or crap talk the product in a way that turns people off from it. And I don't think Bryant did that at all. No. So there's a whole bunch of people that flamed up in the community over it, but go back and watch some of the original Stadia voices Stadia out there who were crapping all over it, and then go watch his video. It's not even close. He genuinely cares and wants to see this be the best it can be. And for him, it's falling short in some areas, and I feel him because he personally feels that way. You know, it's like flavors of ice cream. Maybe you don't like licorice, you know, I don't, so I stay away from that.
I love it. Give me it all. No.
But that's my thoughts anyway. I think Bryant is a good man, and he does not want to hurt Stadia or see it fail in any capacity.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, you know, I shout out, you know, plus 100 to what SPG said about Bryant. So, you know, I was like, that day, I think we were on SQUIDZz, you know, your morning show, SQUIDZz. Like, that was one of the days we went off that morning on that show. And it was what was it, like yesterday? It seems like it was like 3 days ago. But I reached out to Bryant, and he responded, and we had like a pretty solid, you know, 30-minute conversation going back and forth about Stadia. And he totally wants to see the platform succeed. I think where we disagreed, and I think we came to that point that it was like, okay, we're going to agree to disagree at this point, which is he's worried about it. He's concerned about the future, about what the lack of games, and that was a big thing, the lack of big titles and so forth. And that's fair. But I generally tend to think that the signal Stadia's put out, it's like a glass half full, a glass half empty. And I think what Stadia has, they delivered on what they have said they would, or when they haven't, you know, they've said we're making a pivot. And when I think about the games or the investment, like we see Stadia making that investment. You know, we see like companies that are gonna like not continue the service, are not like increasing the storefront, are not trying to increase partnerships. And so like that was my point. And you know, respect to him for putting out, you know, as one of the larger content creators in the Stadia community. The only thing I had is I just felt like right as we turned this corner where like the gaming media became somewhat neutral, right? I'm not saying fully neutral, but somewhat neutral. Right. One of our stronger creators comes out with a video that seemed a little bit clickbaity, but that's not why he did it. And to me, it seemed like, what was the purpose? I would have rather him maybe made that comment in a different forum than that, just because I'm all about building community. Free to say what you want to say, but you know, I think that does something that when you compare us against another community, like I just want to be the gaming community, you know, and I somewhat get triggered, or I somewhat get a little defensive when it's like this platform versus this platform. Can I play? Yeah, I can. And do I have enough games? Yeah. And to tell you the truth, I have like at least 10 games that I need to complete that are going to take me a total 200, 300 hours if I just kept gaming. So, but shout out to him. And, you know, he was willing to have that conversation, show me his point of view, show me what a good guy he is. And at the end of the day, it's just not how I see it. And I'm, you know, I'm still going to say I think he has big things going forward.
There's all kinds of ways to look at Stadia. And the way I look at Stadia is it's like this, man. Cloud, to me, in my mind, it's already made up. Cloud is the future. Now, who's going to lead us? What's going to be the major cloud platform? I don't know. But cloud is growing, and it is a cheap alternative. And I do believe that no matter what, even if we don't get the AAA games that are right around the corner, that doesn't mean Stadia is dead. It's going to keep growing. People like to panic and say that the sky is falling when a game, you know, doesn't come. But there's, you know, that's the greatest thing about right now in gaming. If Stadia doesn't have a game you want, you can jump on Game Pass. You can jump on GFN. There's all these options.
There's
out
actually
there.
Options, there wasn't.
So game on, guys. You know what I mean? And a lot of games now are crossplay. So
yeah, exactly. So it's really, I don't know. Things are changing. But as far as the Nerf Reports video goes, and if you didn't see it, he just, you know, he just says the games aren't there is basically what it comes down to. I can understand, especially when he's talking about the updates and things like that and patches, because I experienced that pretty quickly. Like, it's one of the first things I experienced because I was playing Return to Savage Planet, and there's some parts that need some TLC, but they'll never get it. Which is whatever. That's just an older game anyway. But like, if it was something that was new and I spent money on, and then I had to worry about, like, you know what I mean?
Hey, I can straight up say this. There is at least 5 old titles that I've already completed that if Stadia came out on Stadia, I'd scoop them up in a minute. I've beat Black Flag, I don't know how many times. I scooped it up on Stadia. So, I don't know. Some of the argument of old games and not many games, that doesn't hold water for me because my backlog is crushing me.
Right. No. I mean, all I'm saying is like, none of those things have affected me because I'm like, my situation is different from a lot of people. There's a lot of people in the same situation, which is I just come back to gaming. So even these unknown games, whatever, they're great for me. They're perfect. I'm fine with it. But I know there's another group of people out there that are like, I need the nice new shiny, like SQUIDZz was saying.
Shiny objects, man.
Yeah. The one thing that turned me is, what if with all this talk about Ubisoft being bought?
I mean, like, same thing we'll say about anything. You know, if Ubisoft gets bought, but that's the gaming industry, right? And there's contracts in place. The same thing that's happened with Bungie. The same thing that's happened with, you know, what's going on with Activision Blizzard. That's just part of the industry. That's part of the gaming world. I think people think there's this tighter relationship between Ubisoft and Stadia than there actually is. Like, I mean, what Ubisoft titles are on Pro? You know, usually when you're buying the game from Ubisoft, sure, you can buy it through the Stadia storefront, but you can also still go through like the Ubisoft Plus storefront to play those games if you really wanted it. So I think there's like a lot of, like, you know, concern out there for something that, to me, it's just not a concern in my opinion. Like, that's part of the industry. And I've said this before on a couple other channels, but there's some other publishers that are actually, in my opinion, having stronger relationships than the Ubisoft one with Stadia. And one of those is Bandai Namco. like check out the sale. Like Bandai Namco, I think, is starting to figure out how to use Stadia as a storefront. That's the one thing that we don't realize. Like Stadia's model is the same model that Google Play uses in the App Store for those games. And that puts a lot of pressure on, it's not pressure, but it puts a lot of the power in front of the devs and the publishers' hands to do the marketing and so forth. Go ahead.
I think you hit the nail on the head about the contracts, because even if Ubisoft is purchased, they do have contractations to Stadia, I'm sure of it. Now, we're not behind the scenes. We're not flies on the wall while these things are getting inked, but I can almost guarantee you that's the case, though.
No, I think it is.
Definitely.
And Cowboy, I know he had the issue where he's been hyping Fast and Furious. Stadia did not get the DLC, and Brian mentioned, or I believe Brian mentions that in the video, and in the same Twitter thread where we find out that Outright Games did not give us the Fast and Furious DLC, they say it was in our business interest to not give us the DLC. And so I think like a lot of times we put in overemphasis on Stadia. In reality, potentially we should hold publishers more, not even devs. It's really publishers, because in the gaming model, devs make the game. Devs put the features in the game. Yeah. Publishers are the ones that make the business decisions on where the game goes. Like, that is the reason you have the publisher. That's the reason you have them.
There you got the business connections.
Right. And Stadia's, at least in Stadia's point of view, unlike the other platforms that act as dev, publisher, and console, Stadia is just the storefront. Your internet connection is the actual platform. And I don't understand why the community does not go after some of these publishers harder on like what's been promised. Because at the end of the day, Stadia's already told, like Google's already told you, at most they're going to take 30% cut of the retail price of that game. 70% goes to the publisher. That's at most. Depending on what we're talking about, could be Outright Games. It could be as much as 85% goes back to the publisher in debt. But yeah, we hold Stadia and Google super accountable for decisions that many times are on the other side of the fence. And so that's kind of another thing. It's just like, why aren't you holding these other people who've been in the game longer, who you actually bought the game from? And no one talks about that. Like, and I don't, to me, at least be fair with your criticism. And that's just a criticism I have of the people who are overly critical of Stadia for some things that they wouldn't be upset with the other platforms for.
Yeah.
Well, I want to give a quick thank you to LoFi. LoFi, thank you for inviting me on tonight, man. I really appreciate it. And thank you, chat, for all your participation. You guys are lit, and we appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed to whatever channel you're watching, hit the subscribe button.
Yeah. And to Cowboy, and there's a lot of actual comments coming in. And I just want to respond to Cowboy. I think the issue is Purple people eventually get fatigued because Stadia being a newer platform, not getting DLC, not getting updates, and not getting games. You can't fault people. I'm not saying I'm faulting people for being upset. What I'm saying is that I think as content creators, as people who've been in the game longer, who understand the business model, you're flaming flames that don't make sense. It's you can complain to Stadia all day long, but the one who has the ultimate, who has more power, where you have more bang for your buck, like you have to understand, whose customer are you? Are you Stadia's customer, or are you the publisher dev's customer? And where I draw the line is, at the end of the day, the publisher and dev make the most money off of that purchase, not Stadia. Stadia already told you their sharing model, their dev sharing model, and so or revenue sharing model. So if you're gonna be critical, I think yes, I can be pushing something uphill. It's just an inefficient criticism. It's an efficient solution to continue to target Stadia. Yeah.
What you're saying
like
is,
a utility.
So
yeah,
so
like
what you're saying is
kind of
that it's really on the devs.
Or it's on the publishers. It's on the and so that's another thing that came out that he talked about. He said, devs don't even know what Stadia is. Like there was an interview that Cowboy did, as well as Stadia North. Another great interview with Ethan from the Resident Evil kind of game that was. It's kind of like Resident Evil. He's like, I didn't even know what Stadia was. Well, no crap. You're an independent person.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, like that's why you go get a publisher, so they can do the marketing for you, so they can make the contracts for you. Devs just build it, and then they go to a publisher to then push it out and get it on there. That's what I'm saying. Like we keep holding devs up like devs are the ultimate business person. Devs are the ultimate marketer. Devs are the ones who are making.
Yeah,
all
they
the
got
calls.
other things to worry about.
No, they don't. Like shit. That's why they were an hour late to my show yesterday because they're in Mexico. No shade, but you know what I mean. But but we don't do that. The other people, the Bandai Namcos, the EAs, the Activision Blizzards, the Square Enixes, the Outright Games, those people are where the business is made. And so, like, if you're not gonna hold their feet to the fire, and they're the ones who actually have the most power in that decision-making process, then it's like, okay, you're just punching out, but it's not an effective, efficient punching out, and you're also not educating people on the process. And you're not, and I think if you educate people and you
how it actually works,
yes, then you might be more effective. Because who do you think Google's going to listen to? Google's business isn't Stadia. They just reported earnings. Stadia doesn't come even close to their top lines of businesses. But I can guarantee you Square Enix, who's losing money left and right, they're going to probably listen to you. And there's not nearly as many people working at Square Enix.
Definitely. So, if you're listening to the podcast, we will be back with the news and with chat.
All right. Excited. I'll be excited. Hey, listen up. You're listening to Cloudy Thoughts, the stupidest cloud gaming podcast in the world. Because when I game, I like doing it in clouds. This is Master Shake telling you, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now here's your dumb host, Lo-Fi Monk, and his stupid co-host, PurpleHaze. Goodbye, suckers!
Oh my gosh.
Is that actually the guy that did the Master Shake voice?
Yeah.
That's Dana Snyder.
Hell yeah, it is.
He looks a lot older than when I remember him.
Shout out to Dana Snyder.
Oh yeah.
Jeff's brother. That's funny.
I love that show so much. My cats are fighting. But Jake and Meatwad probably, well, actually all of them are my favorite, or probably Carl. All of those characters.
All of them.
All of them. Man, epic show.
Epic show, no. And shout out to chat. Y'all are doing awesome. I'm reading y'all's comments come through. Thank you everyone who's out there. And Sanchez changed your name there. Late for dinner, I see it. As you can tell, I just have thoughts, and that's the only thing I faulted. You know, at the end of the day, I think Brian's an amazing person. Like I said, he talked to me as a much smaller content creator, took time out of his day, and I really appreciate that. But I do think when you do have a bigger following, and you do speak for the community, and you can literally change the dialogue for the community with your one video, which he did. You're going to be held to a higher standard, and you know, if people are going to come out for you and ask for the receipts, and you're going to get upset about that, which he didn't really get upset, but I think he was shocked by it. Well, that's what it comes with when you're a leader, and I'm always gonna do that. Like when you like I say on my Twitter, like I talk gaming, I talk business. So if you're gonna come about a business argument, you better come with it and not hide around. Well, this is just my hobby. I just want the best. No, well you made a business discussion, so I'm gonna come at you with a business conversation.
Main games. You need to keep those brilliant ideas in behind the scenes, sir. That's amazing. Read that, Purple. Read Maine's comment.
You said called purple shade.
I love it.
Purple
genius.
shade. Oh my gosh.
You know what
Maybe.
grinds my gears? Downloads.
I'm not upset. I'm not heated. If y'all couldn't tell, I'm not heated. I'm having a fun time talking to amazing community members. But I know LoFi, you have an amazing rest of the show. I don't want to keep hogging up the spotlight.
Well, speaking of business, Shadow PC, they are doing a relaunch. Nothing.
You mean Shadow PC? I believe Ray has a Shadow PC because he uses that because his PC isn't up to snuff. But they're doing a rebrand or a relaunch because they basically closed their doors. Why don't you explain all that to everybody, LoFi, in case they don't know?
Well, yeah, they shut down. I think did they get bought by somebody? They got bought by somebody else, right?
Oh, that's why
Yep.
I didn't hear about it.
Yeah, and then now they're just doing this relaunch, but it's like, man, they were some smack talkers.
Damn. Yeah, I remember their videos. Their ads are kind of aggressive, man.
Yeah, they're coming back. I didn't use them, but I think it's a great idea. It's not just my computer is my problem. It's also the internet connection. So it's like you don't have the internet connection, there's nothing that can.
That is so
know what I
true.
mean?
It's just like Stadia. If you got crap internet, you're not playing games. But like Ray is saying in the chat, he's fully cloud. So he streams from the cloud, he games from the cloud, all of it is from the cloud. That is amazing. And that's what I mean by the cloud's the future. I think editing bays are going to be in the cloud for movies in the future. Like everything's going to be in the cloud one day.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I was thinking about it the other day, and when I'm editing or doing anything for that matter, I don't think there's one application that I use that's actually installed on my computer. Like it's all on the web. I don't know. Just like, I mean, even what we're doing right now, this is all on the web. It's all cloud.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, the cloud's amazing. It's the future of gaming for sure. Luna's got some cool stuff. They got coming on May 1st. You can claim Dead Space 2, The Curse of Monkey Island, Out of Line, Mail Mole, Express Deliveries, Cat Quest, and Shattered Tale of the Forgotten King. The only one I like played is Dead Space 2, but they all sound cool.
Sign me up for Cat Quest.
Cat Quest. What's that cat game that's coming to Stadia? Calico.
Yeah, Calico.
When's that coming?
I
Or is it
don't
already
know.
out?
Probably later this year. No, it's not out yet.
Oh, okay.
See, that's what I mean. There's games like that. Like, there's so many.
That weird cat game.
And then that one, like, I don't know, Lake Sim one or some shit. I don't know.
Lake. The Lake.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm horrible with games.
No, on these Luna games, I mean, I'm excited. I'll have to see which ones I could actually play because I got just Luna Plus myself.
Well, you don't have
I just read Ray's comment.
Yeah, that's funny. I read that too. I had to mute my mic for a second. But Luna, what I like about Luna is that if you've got Amazon Prime, you get like 5 games that cycle in and out for free you can check out, which is pretty cool. And then Luna just recently added their retro channel that Ray says is pretty badass. I'm going to have to check that out.
They do have a lot of titles on there. I'll have to count them. I'll have to see. So
Yeah, I think it's cool.
actually great. Like, it's up there. But I don't know. I still think the $10 is steep, but hopefully it keeps sparking in like more big games. I think that Dead Space 2 is going to be in there.
But it's not just
that
$10.
Okami. Yeah, no, I'm just saying for the Plus model.
Yeah.
But Dead Space 2, and then there's the Lost Judgment that they just did. But I don't know. They should come out with a bit more, I think. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think they're doing good though so far. I mean, it's a good alternative from Stadia, and it's something different.
Yeah, I mean, the tech is solid, man. When
The controller is beautiful.
yeah, Luna was in beta, and I bought a controller because I had a Fire TV, which is basically Amazon's version of Android TV, kind of. And anyway, it was all built into the TV, and I threw the app on there, and I was able to do it with voice, so I didn't even have to click anything. And once the app installed, I had the controller connected just like Stadia, and it was very solid, man. Very good tech like this, man. When it comes to Stadia and most platforms, you can't disrespect the tech. The technology is just amazing, and it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
So, I don't even know what to do with this one. xCloud. Microsoft says more than 10 million people have streamed games on Xbox Cloud Gaming. The only thing I have written here is it's unclear how they came up with the numbers. That's all I mean.
Like, once again, if you're gaming, I'm all about game the way you want to game, where you want to game. And the thing about I haven't had xCloud to work well for me consistent, and I've tried, and I'm continuing to try. It's like me trying out the Little Nightmares demo. I try this like almost every other day, and I just haven't had it. And like, I think when they throw out numbers like this, it's the same thing about their subs. But when you dig a little deeper, there's always just something fishy with them. And I don't know why they don't get called out for that. And what I mean by that is, I don't know if y'all know, but Microsoft released their earnings report this week. So
yeah, a lot of people. Third quarter.
Third quarter. They released it on Wednesday. So, I get excited. As Maine knows, I get excited when numbers and charts comes out. Like, I get super excited. And you look at it, and for all those subs and everything, Microsoft's gaming service subscriptions and game sales it went up 4%, even though they sold more than 14% more consoles. So something just does not sound right. Like, they're throwing out so many numbers, they're throwing out so many things, and it's like, but at the end of the day, it's not translating to better gaming experience. It's not really helping gamers. So when they tell me this number about 10 million people tried their streaming service, sure.
Tried it.
Tried it. Like, but that's like Stadia saying how many people signed up for the, like, Stadia could say we have 10 million people signed up for Pro or signed up to try Stadia. And people would be like, yeah, but how many of them are still playing? And it's the same thing. Like, sure, Microsoft threw out this number of 10 million people trying the streaming service, but that's because I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure some of the numbers there are fudged.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let me add a zero here, a zero there.
And it's really not hard to crunch numbers for a narrative either.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know they're getting better. I've been watching Maine play on
shout out to Maine. He does amazing streams with he was actually streaming Stadia today, but Maine, you stream whatever you want. I love it when you do your voices. It's like
he was
the
doing that.
most entertaining thing I see. Seriously,
yeah, he was doing that today, killing it on some Octopath.
Yes, first look. I love it. Oh my gosh,
man, he was doing voices probably like you were, Squid, but his microphone was on.
Right. Exactly. Man, I'm still so crushed about that game. You knew what happened, SPG. Oh my god.
Oh, dude, I know it, man. I watched the whole thing, and I turned to my wife and was like, he's talking, he's reading that. I guarantee it. Man.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Project Storm in the house. I saw that, and you snuck by us there, Project Storm, but welcome. I'm just looking at chat. I want to give chat some love. They are definitely going off today. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Project Storm.
Yeah, and Geek the Sneak. I've come to the conclusion, anytime I play World War Z, I have to have Geek the Sneak on my team. Amazing teammate, amazing combos, life lessons the entire time. I love it, Geek. Keep it up. And yeah, I agree. GFN's probably doing the same thing. So Shout out to you all.
Yeah.
Man, meeting this community, I'm telling you, I've had some of my most favorite experiences gaming on Stadia and with you fine folks. So I just want to take my hat off to you guys, man. It's so much fun hanging out with all you guys.
Yeah. Well, SPG, you know, like I met you first in Rainbow Six and Siege and in your streams. So you definitely are building that community. So that's, you know, love fests for everyone. Building community. That's what this is. That's what gaming is about. It's about having fun. And it's about just connecting with people. And I think that's also probably an episode of my future. What was it? Purple Shade is like. Tell me you're trying to build us by dividing us.
Purple Shade, yeah.
So. Yeah. So.
Yeah, so let's GFN. Speaking of GFN, GFN, they added Mac support.
Sweet.
Man,
yeah,
I have an issue with GFN, man, and it's nothing bad. All it is that I was with GFN, man, in the beginning, but way before Stadia, I had a Shield TV, man, and I had that grandfather thing in on the beta, man, and I played all the Arkham games or any ones they had, and at the time I had no cloud gaming, so that was my first experience, and I loved it, man. So when I saw Stadia reveal all of their server blade locations after experiencing GFN, I thought, oh, this is a slam dunk. So that got me excited. But at one point, GFN lost almost every single game that I actually owned. So in the old days, the Wild West of GFN, almost any title you had on Steam was available on GFN. And then slowly all those games got removed, and you were stuck with just a few that the publishers or whatever allowed onto the network or the streaming platform. And there was a lot of controversy about, hey, I've already purchased the game. Why would I have to, buy it again? Or why can I not play it? But anyway, they made it past that. But I only have 2 games on
Growing
GFN.
Pains.
Yeah, I've only got 2. I got Extraction, and I've got Kingdom Come Deliverance. Those and I guess 3, Divinity Original Sin 2. But I love the service, and I think they kind of stumbled when all those games were removed. And I know some of that wasn't their fault. Some of it they could have planned for possibly. But so to me, GFN is an awesome supplemental service. But for me, I'm not going to go rush out and buy a $60 brand new game to have it on GFN if it happens to be going to it. I would rather pick it up on Stadia and be on any screen. And, and I know GFN's getting close to that. But anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Well, GFN has 14 new games this week. Dune Spice Wars, Holomento, Prehistoric Kingdom, Romans, Age of Caesar, Sea of Craft, Trigon Space Story. Yeah, what's that? Sea of Craft?
No, Romans, Age of Caesar. It's so fun.
Vampire the Masquerade, Conan Exiles, Crawl, Flashing Lights, Police Firefighting Emergency Services Simulator.
What? Who wants to be playing as a cop? No, man, just kidding.
SQUIDZZz said that's not chill.
That ain't chill, dude.
You gotta tell me if you're
a fucking narc. You a narc dog?
Oh shit!
You gotta tell me though, right? So, Galactic Civilizations 2 Ultimate Edition, Jupiter Hell, Lost Ark, and Soul Cresta.
Soul Cresta.
Yeah, I don't know.
Soul Cresta.
I guess I don't know any of these games.
Cresta, I was thinking of like Soul Crush. I don't know, but Lost Ark. I mean, that finally went to GFN, and that's been free for a while.
Are you getting ready to shock us by say Elden Ring is coming to GFN? That would probably be the only game I would spend. dollars
Oh my
on right
God.
now to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
You
Gonna
know,
buy it on that thing here soon, but yeah.
Sekiro, I was watching somebody play that the other night.
It's pretty fun.
I think it was Project Storm. But it kind of reminded me a little bit of Elden Ring in some ways.
Man, I've watched Chariot Man Gaming play that game and rage on it. Let me tell you, that game is so much like Dark Souls. I haven't purchased it. Okay, I watched a Chariot Man stream, and by the time he was done, he was like, "Don't buy this game." He's like, "It's just gonna piss you off." I was like, "Okay, take it. I'm not doing it."
It's a beautiful game, though.
Oh, it is beautiful, stunning.
I mean, they're both from software titles, you know, so like they definitely they're same developers. But no, I bought that's one of those games that I bought not on my backlog. Probably will never finish it. It's just like I'm just like
It's huge, huh?
It's just I know it's going to be a frustrating experience that is designed to be a frustrated experience. You know.
Yep. You're supposed to learn and memorize the animations of the enemies as they're attacking, so you know exactly when to block. And yeah, it's frustrating.
Gotta be counting them frames, boy. Unless you get bodied real quick.
It's 2 pixels off.
Yep. Oh, damn it! Lag. It got me.
So, new games on Stadia is House of the Dead.
Oh,
you guys
I
get
want to
it?
try it. I haven't gotten it yet because isn't it going pro? Well, supposedly, right?
Oh,
well, no.
Interesting.
I don't know if they ever said it's going to pro or not, but it looks pretty nice. I'd like to watch a stream. I know it will hit me a nostalgia button for sure, but I want to see how the remake actually looks on screen. I think.
I'm just more so excited to be able to, be like going like this with my phone and
that's so cool.
But that's if it's live. I don't know if it is yet.
Mr. Urban World is going to be doing some experiments. He's got a light gun that he can use on flat screen TVs. So he's going to attempt to plug that into his Shield and try to get it to work. Awesome. That'd be if he gets it to work, I'm buying one.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh man, there's so
if
many.
He does. I need to figure out how I can get one too.
Yeah.
And who knows? What if that opens up the door for all these light gun games to Stadia or something?
That'd be awesome, man. I used to love those, man. Especially if some Time Crisis games came. Oh, yeah, I used to love those.
Or all those ones, man. You got the sniper game. What's that other like
Terminator?
That Area 51.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on a Bayou Billy remake.
Bayou Billy.
Oh yeah.
I remember it was cool because it talked.
Yep.
So, games coming to Stadia. Overcooked. It was going to be released in April, but it has moved to May 5th. That's not that bad.
Next week? We should be talking about it next week then?
Yeah.
FIFA 22. It's $15 for the next 2 days. So if you're a FIFA fan, go snatch that up. Especially, it looks sweet too. Let's see, trials. Turns out Pac-Man Mega Tunnel trial expires September 15th. So yeah, if you haven't tried it, go try it. It's a pretty fun game.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Like playing it.
Mr. Urban World throwing down the gauntlet.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh man, damn.
Now we know we got 4 games coming to Pro.
Oh, whoa! I just caught that. What's going on here?
Yeah, man, I'm super stoked for Outriders, man. I didn't buy it when it came out, and now that I get to play it with, since it's up to date, the best version of the game, and I get it for 0 money except for my $10 admission for Pro, man. Definitely a game I'm gonna dive into head first. But there's so many on my backlog, man. I've got Control, Life is Strange 1 and 2. I've got the Yeez series, you know. I've still got to go through Octopath Traveler. I was telling Main Games that today. Like, I got like 70% through the game and probably have to start over because it's been like a year and a half. So many games, man. Enjoy yourselves. It's great to be a gamer.
Definitely.
Cowboy has a question in there. Do we think there will be more games added to Pro since Stadia has not officially announced the Pro games? I think this is actually a great question. Because I thought that was strange that 9 to 5 Google seemed to have the drop on everything, but there was nothing out there. You know,
it's a great question with a hard answer because they're kind of disorganized on when they put out the TWAS and everything else. Like, you never know what's going to happen. So yeah, we're, you know, like usual, we get to speculate a little bit and we're in the dark, you know?
Yeah. No, the only thing I can think of is they're trying to hold off as to see if they can get a certain game in time. Right. That's the only thing I can really think of, is that they don't want to put out a press release and there's something that's not hitting. But we'll know Tuesday, right? That's this week on Stadia. We're going to know which games are, well, we're going to know what Pro games are there on Sunday, obviously, but would something come out later in the month? We did see that in February, I think, right? February had or April, we saw that. One of the Pro games came out a week later than all the others.
That was World War Z.
If I was to guess a game we might get like in the middle of the month, maybe Deliver Us the Moon. Maybe.
That would be awesome.
The only reason I continue to think the Deliver Us the Moon, people keep asking, like, the devs and everything. It is silent on the Wired production side of the house, and anytime something goes super silent like that, I think it has to do with contractual obligations. And I would not be surprised if the same thing that happened with Lamote was supposed to come before, and then it got pushed back, and literally got pushed back to the week after it launched on all platforms. I wouldn't be surprised if Deliver the Moon is in a similar boat where there's some contractual thing that Stadia is a platform, therefore it can't launch before, you know, the other platform. I would not be surprised if we see Deliver Us the Moon at the end of the month or June's Pro games.
Right on. I'm excited for it. It looks amazing. The way you get in the ship's cockpit and have to do all the levers, and if you do it wrong, the ship won't launch. It looked really cool.
Yeah.
So, real quick, I'm going to go through them again. It's
Chariot Man. Chariot Man's in the house. What's up, Chariot? We were just talking about you earlier, and you're raging in Sekiro. I'm gonna have to Sekiro. I'm gonna have to watch that. So just want to say what's up to Chariot Man. Go ahead, LoFi. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. So it's gonna be Paw Patrol, Lamote. What's that? Kaze and the Wild Mask, and Outriders. And another thing that happened with Stadia this week is the store redesign.
Yes, the store redesign. This is what I'm saying. Like, dead platforms don't do store redesigns, right? Like, I think they're trying
right.
I honestly, and I've been saying this, I think I said last week, I think I said the week before. I think a country expansion is coming. It's a lot sooner than people think, and Maker of Chaos is not here. But I've told him I will pay for his entire GFN 380 tier next year if there's not a country expansion. But I think it's coming a lot sooner than the end of the year.
Yeah, for sure. I'm with you on that.
Ooh, South America, please.
Ray's throwing out. I'm having fun testing games that are coming to Stadia soon. NDA. Whoa, look at that.
Throwing his gaming weight around. Look at that.
It seems like Ray needs to be on Cloudy Thoughts. Disclose something. You gotta let us know, Ray.
Yeah, hit me up, Ray. That's locked behind his OnlyFans account.
For a low price of $9.99, you can find out. You can find out a lot of other things about Ray too.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's crazy.
Oh my god. Well, guys, thank you for coming to watch the show. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe. If you're listening to the podcast, consider following the podcast or joining us live on Friday nights around 7 p.m. Central. And yeah, guys, thanks for coming on the show. SQUIDZz, you got anything you want to shout out on your channel or anybody you need to shout out?
Shout out to everyone that's been watching the shows on the Dosage stream every morning. Chill times with SQUIDZz. Do this all for you guys, man. It's bright and early, so thank you guys, all the contributors and watchers and lurkers and VOD squad. Shout out to you guys, and my regular channel too. Shout out to you guys too. But big shout out to you, LoFi and PurpleHaze and SPG, man. You guys all are like, you know, big pieces in my my Stadia agenda, if you will. No, not agenda. But no, I truly appreciate you guys and everyone that's been in the chat. Each and every one of you guys, y'all pop into all of our videos, and we appreciate it. So shout out to you guys, everyone that's listening.
Big time. How about you, Mr. SPG?
Right on. I'll attempt to do this on video. Let's see. All right, guys. Thanks for inviting me, LoFi. This has been a hell of a lot of fun, man. And I just love this community, man. I love gaming with you guys. Like I said, some of my top gaming moments, like Daddy's coming up, Daddy's at the door. Some of that shit is some of my favorite times gaming, man. And without you guys, it just wouldn't be the same. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. But yeah, thank all you guys, man. And, you know, you're probably at my channel or SQUIDZz or LoFi's right now. Go ahead and give a sub, man. Give a like. And just remember, we do this because we love it, man. We have fun. And we just appreciate you guys. You guys have been lighting up the chat. Y'all are the stars.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah. How about you, Perp?
You know, obviously I'm about community, and you got two of the pillars of the community on the channel right now, and SQUIDZz, SPG. I'm always on their channels, always doing stuff. I love the creativity in the shows they have, the different games they have, totally different reasons. Shout out to you, LoFi, investing in the channel, getting celebrities to call out the channel. Like, I mean, I see the moves you're making. Huge stuff, inspiring so many things, just creating the space.
Oh yeah, we're going next level.
Yeah, definitely going next level. And I think, you know, just real quick, my next things, as everyone, I am going to be playing Lamote on Sunday. See if it's going to smoke me or beat me. I have not been beaten by a puzzle game yet. And so see about that. And then tomorrow, actually, a PlayStation person has asked me to be on their channel. So, you know, I'm going to be trying to represent the cloud community, definitely the Stadia community, Cloud Data Media. He's also someone who's doing a lot of great work over there, a friend to the Stadia community, regardless of how he shows up in chat, but he truly is a friend. And so, yeah, we'll see how that goes.
All right. Well, I just want to shout out to Mr. Urban World, Mr. Bram, Mr. Chariot Man Gaming. Shout out to Jeff Ganak, Cowboy, Suave, Polo, The Climax, Main Games, Winye, Perp. Shout out to you. You're awesome. Thank you. SQUIDZz and SPG. Thank you for coming onto the show. And all you guys that are watching right now, don't forget to like and subscribe and click all the buttons and do all the things. Tell all your friends about the show, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.